convicted of organizing a robbery that led to the shootings of 2 Cleveland Clinic employees downtown last year will spend the next 61 years to life in prison. Joaquin Hicks was sentenced today in connection with the shooting of Jeremy Pekanek and Jory Abley. Pekanek was killed. News Channel 5's Deborah Lee joins us now from the Justice Center with more. Deb?
Well, as you know, this has been an emotional case from the start, and today was no different. The defendant actually breaking down in tears as he read a letter to the court explaining how he's changed his life around. You know, there have been several rallies recently in support of Joaquin Hicks, family members and community activists who believe the jury convicted the wrong man. And in court today, 2 spectators were removed from the court after they shouted that he's not guilty. Now, this is a portion of what Joaquin himself had to say today in court.
I've never been to the place that the murder took place in. I never even heard of the bar before, but it seems as if they had already made their minds up. They made it as if I was lying because I had trouble recalling exactly what I did.
Now, coming up at 6, you will hear more of what Joaquin Hicks had to say today just before he was sentenced. In the meantime, one of his co-defendants, Perry King of East Cleveland, was also sentenced today. King got 12 years after agreeing to a plea deal.
A man convicted of murder in Barrio Logan will now be getting out of prison decades before his scheduled release, all thanks to changes in DNA standards.
Team 10 investigator Melissa Masiha was the only camera in the courtroom, and she shows us the circumstances that led to Donnell Fulcher's freedom.
And they are interesting circumstances. I just got back from court here within the past hour. Donnell Fulcher will be getting out today or tomorrow. Now, here's the background. A jury found Fulcher guilty of a 2006 murder in Barrio Logan. He already exhausted all his appeals and was serving a 40-year to life sentence for that murder. But recently, the district attorney's office, their review unit, their conviction review unit, looked over this case. That's because the case relied heavily on what's called a DNA mixture, meaning 2 or more sources on a DNA sample. Since Fulcher's conviction, the top forensic science organization issued DNA guidelines that are now more conservative. Because of that, the DA's office agreed to give Fulcher a new trial. Instead, today, this afternoon, he entered a plea deal. He pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and assault with a firearm, crimes that carried a 14-year sentence. Instead, he received time served because he's already spent that much time behind bars.
We still believe that we had the right guy, but we lost confidence in the conviction, so we wanted to give the defendant a chance to have a new trial if he wanted. He chose to plead guilty instead, so at the end of the day, I believe justice was done.
Well, I don't think you can put any limit on the happiness that going free can have for someone who's serving a life sentence. He is very, very happy. This is happy. His family is very happy. This is really a joyous moment for all of them.
Again, he will receive freedom today or tomorrow. To get this opportunity is extremely rare. This would have been his 3rd trial. The first one was a mistrial, the second his conviction. Fulcher has always maintained his innocence.